Hey guys, I hope you're enjoying your week. It's Thursday, we're past the midweek. That means we got one more day left of this week. But anyway, I'm really excited to be sharing with you today about essential oils and how they can help with any exercise related injuries that you may have. I'll give it just about 30 seconds or to a minute. See people hop on. That way you can ask questions live. If you're watching the recording back, just fast forward about a minute. But a lot of injuries can also occur through, they may typically be exercise injuries, but they can also occur from stepping off the curb wrong or going down the stairs the wrong way or something like that. So you can have some of these exercise related injuries just by doing our normal day-to-day activities, right? You ever just trip on the sidewalk for no reason at all and something like that happens, or you have a friend that, had a rare accident like that happens, right? So, all right. So I'm really excited. I'm a doctor of physical therapy, so I'm all into the exercise fitness and how to incorporate oils into that and making sure people can exercise at their ultimate health, whether it be through technique, oils, and just in general. So, all right, well, let's get started. So basically, with working out and exercise, injuries are inevitable, whether it's something minor like maybe acne, which is not necessarily an injury per se of what we might think of injury, but injury to the skin, right? So acne can occur with over-exercising or just exercise in general. Bruising, I'm sure all of us have had a bruise here or there from, working out or in general, right? And it can be as minor as that to as major as a torn muscle, ligament, tendon, or broken bones, fractures, or things like that. So when we have an injury, we want to help manage and assist that healing and that injury in the best way possible, right? So essential oils that I've found are a really amazing way to help promote that healing effect. So there are so many potential injuries and specific issues that we could talk about, but I'm going to just cover like a broad basic information of specific injuries. So we'll go into categories versus those, and if anybody has any questions about a specific injury that you may have, then just comment below or send me a message or post in the group, and I'm happy to answer those specific ones. But basically the muscle system is constantly in motion and supporting our vital body functions. So essential oils have the unique ability to affect the muscles and the connective tissues to help support our muscular function at the cellular level. So once the oils are applied, a lot of times users feel that they work instantly, especially what we talked about last week with using essential oils in exercise. So minor issues and injuries are easily managed with either topical or internal use of essential oils. But for more essential or for more serious muscle, tendon, bone issues, etc., we obviously recommend professional medical care, right? The traditional treatments for those serious injuries can definitely be enhanced and supported with essential oils and obviously proper nutritional supplementation, right? So let's start with inflammation. Basically, anytime you have inflammation going on in the body, that's outside of the normal inflammatory response. Obviously, when we work out and you get that little soreness, that's inflammation, but that's a normal response. But an abnormal response, typically where we're finding some pain or other disruptions, that basically means that you have something going on, right? Your body's trying to tell you something. So we want to help prevent what's going on. So usually those inflammation, or if you start to notice some pain or a little bit of dysfunction, your body will start to adapt a little bit, and with a little bit of adaptation becomes a little bit more adaptation, and then that's where you can start to create a body or a system that is leading you towards an injury. So if you're noticing that you're doing a specific exercise and you're feeling those little bit of pain or issue or tweaks or something going on, pay attention to your body. Your body's telling you something. That may mean that you might be having poor technique on that specific exercise. And so a lot of people, let's say weightlifters, if they're lifting something and they're feeling a little bit of twinge, tweak, they're not using the proper technique, one, and then they may try to add additional weight, and that's what then can cause some injuries with weightlifting. And let's take running. I'm a big runner. I ran in college and everything, and there's so many issues and injuries that come through running, right? Shin splints, tendonitis, etc., runner's knee, overuse. So a lot of times, we will have to take the proper steps of, resting, cross-training, getting new shoes, having a gait analysis, because again, that can be related to poor technique with your running mechanics. So, when you do start to feel twinges, tweaks, obviously we want to figure out technique, what's going on, but then we want to support our body with the right essential oils and supplements. So Lifelong Vitality, absolute must. Definitely need to be on this to support your body in the right way, increase energy, decrease pain, help to regulate the inflammatory response, get at the cellular level. We want to add the blue polyphenol or deep blue polyphenol capsules, because that's going to be huge for pain and an analgesic effect. Cobaiba, and then the turmeric capsules, soft gels. Those three are something you want to be taking every day to really help support your body as you're, working towards fixing these tweaks, twinges, and techniques. All right, so one of the main issues, injuries that a lot of us have experienced or know people have experienced, they can be from a minor scale to a complete tear of your tendons or your ligaments, which basically are sprains or strains. So when we talk about strains, we're talking about tendon. So tendons are bands of fibrous tissue that basically connect the muscle to the bone. So you've got your muscle belly, right? And then at the end of each muscle, it tailors off to a tinier little band that band then attaches to the bone. And so basically, as your muscle tenses, it pulls on that band, which then pulls on the bone to make it bend. So if I have my arm, I've got my muscle here, and then the tendon that's going to come down, and then I'm going to be able to bend my elbow, right? So a lot of sprain or strains are due to something going on right there. And then ligaments are basically the same thing, but it attaches bone to bone. And you can imagine that when you have an injury to the ligament, you're going to have a lot of instability within your joint, because those ligaments help stabilize those joints together. So you're going to get a lot of instability when you have those ligaments, which, we see a lot with the ankle sprains going on. And those tendons and ligaments can be a long process towards healing, and there's a lot of times that people have reoccurring injuries because they don't give them enough time for that healing process, right? So it can take 90 days for that scar tissue and the tissue, healthy tissue, to form back up within that joint of a ligament or tear, even more so if it was a complete tear. And then it can take another 7 to 9 months to reach max strength again. So we're talking about, like ACL sprains or tears, right? People take 7 to 9 months to get back to performing their activity again, because that takes a long time for those to heal. So some awesome, great oils to use for strains and sprains, ligaments, tendons. Basically birch, black pepper, clove, cobaiba, eucalyptus, frankincense, ginger, helichrysum, lavender, lemongrass, and marjoram are really, really great options. There's a few other ones, but those are the specific ones that I really like to use when it comes to ligaments. So my top 5: lemongrass, helichrysum, basil, ginger, lavender, and marjoram for ligaments and tendons. All right? So the next thing is muscle spasms or cramps. I'm sure we've all had that at some point in time, right? So basically, a muscle spasm or cramp is just an involuntary contraction of the muscle. You're not thinking about contracting it, it's just doing it itself. So usually this is harmless and temporary, but it can be very painful. So some example of why this happens, some extreme causes are maybe you're extremely fatigued from overexertion. You may have low magnesium or low potassium, which is why it's very good to make sure your supplemental nutritional support is good. But a lot of times this occurs just because you didn't properly warm up before exercise. And so we talked last week about how to properly warm up your muscles. So check back there of how to do that on Exercise, Fitness, and Essential Oils video. And you can refer back to that. But we want to use oils that are going to help warm up the muscles prior to working out so that we don't experience those muscle spasms or muscle cramps, right? So if you do have that, stop, rest. You can get some of those oils that help warm up the muscles, and you can stretch your muscles, apply it topically, massage them into your muscles to help with relieving those spasms or those cramps. So some other great options: white fir, Siberian fir, lemongrass, basil, ginger, black pepper, cinnamon, cypress, marjoram, because those are more warming type oils, right? Most of them are. Muscle inflammation, it's really good, obviously, with the Lifelong Vitality. Peppermint and yarrow palm, deep blue are awesome for inflammation. Okay, so another injury, which is more major, obviously, broken bones or fractures. So this is definitely something that you'll be seeking professional medical help on, right? Essential oils aren't going to fix your broken bone, but they are wonderful to use in the helping with the recovery pre and post surgery if needed for that broken bone, right? So in preparing for surgery, we want to make sure that we're drinking enough water. So adding essential oils to your water is going to help you with that uptake. That's assuming that you have time, when you're having surgery. Obviously, some surgeries you need immediately, right? Limiting your intake of sugar, caffeine, alcohol, and eating plenty of healthy foods, which is also good post-surgery. And just for the healing process of bones, we want to support our body with healthy nutrition. Again, Lifelong Vitality. I'm going to reiterate that so many times throughout this video. So nutritional support when we have broken bones and fractures, so important, because it takes bone a while to heal. It can take up to a year for the bones to completely 100% mesh together and heal. Doesn't mean you can't be functional and active and doing things, but it does take a while. So we want to help to, assist with that recovery process, right? So number of essential oils are awesome in helping to support the recovery process, physically, mentally, and emotionally. So helichrysum is known to help reduce pain, along with the capsules, the deep blue polyphenol, copaiba, and turmeric soft gels, which is something that I love to use for, pain control versus taking other narcotics, right? With no addiction to them. And then helichrysum is also good for regenerative of the bones, and ligaments, muscles, etc., whatever it was that was injured at that time. Lavender is really great for relaxing the nervous system, helping with your mind, your emotions. Chamomile is also very soothing, and frankincense will work at the cellular level to really help support the healing. So I have, one of my coworkers who had a shoulder replacement surgery, or she had rotator cuff surgery. And so she started putting frankincense around the incision site. So if you have a fresh incision, you don't want to put the oils directly on. You can put it around, away from that. And once everything's closed and it's just scar there, you can then apply directly over it. But when she went back to her doctor for her 4-week checkup, they were very surprised that it was healing a lot quicker. And she was basically on her Lifelong Vitality and using the frankincense consistently around the incisional site. So yeah, the oils will definitely help with all of that. So those are really, really great for healing and helping promote after post-surgery, or just with bones, fractures in general. So frankincense, wintergreen, white fir, helichrysum, lavender, lemongrass. You can apply every 2 hours for 2 days, and every 4 hours for 3 days, right directly after that happens. And just see how it goes, right? Okay, so another major injury or just issue, whether it's exercise related or work related, right? People have back pain with radiculopathy, or what most people think of sciatica. Sciatica, from medical experience, is not really a real issue. It's just a term that doctors just give you when you have some numbness, tingling, or something going down the legs, right? The radiculopathy means you're having that numbness, tingling going down the leg, going into the buttocks area, wherever that may be. So most of the time when you have back pain, it's due to some dysfunction going on in the body from the hips and below. So it can start in the ankles, it can start in the knees, it can start in the hips. There's some type of dysfunction going on, and usually you have tight hips and tight ankles that aren't getting the full range of motion that you're supposed to be getting throughout exercise. And then your glute medius or glute muscles are not taking the load that they're properly supposed to, which is a very large muscle and one of the strongest muscles in your body. And so then now your back is taking that load, and then you're going to overuse muscles that you shouldn't be using in your back, and you're going to underuse muscles that you should be using in your back. So you're going to have muscle weakness right along. It's called the multifidus transverse abdominals. So you're going to have weakness in those areas. And not only that, your ligaments, tendons, your bones are going to take more of the load in your back from what the glutes are supposed to be doing, right? So we don't want that. So when you have, let's say, lateral knee pain, you have ankle instability or ankle shin splints, you've got piriformis, you have plantar fasciitis, you've got IT band syndrome, you've got that quote-unquote sciatica. Any of those injuries, like I said, lateral knee, if you've got runner's knee, anything on the front of your knee, all of those injuries are related to some dysfunction going on in your back. You have weakness in your back, and you have weakness in your glutes. So how we address those issues is we're going to strengthen the gluteus medius and your back muscles. So it's not, if you have lateral knee pain or pain on the side or pain on the front of your knee, it's not due to issue in your knee. So how we can support that with essential oils, of course. Frankincense is really great for that. Deep blue, copaiba, turmeric, deep blue polyphenols. Again, if you're taking your Lifelong Vitality and you're taking those other 3 supplements daily, you're going to help support so many different issues. Cypress, white fir, peppermint, and wintergreen. And again, a lot of the exercise injuries comes back to, again, mechanics and function of your body and utilizing your body the right way. So we want to make sure that we're addressing the issue, and then we're using essential oils to help support. And then if you have injury, that we can help utilize those oils. So taking internally, applying topically to those areas of concern, right? Some other issues: bruising, birch, black pepper, blue tansy, copaiba, helichrysum, geranium, fennel, lavender are all really great ways to help with bruising and speed up that process. Or Correct X are really great ways to help with bruising. And then the last thing we'll talk about real quick is skin issues. So skin issues are commonly occurred through exercise. Acne, people may get more acne with exercise. You may have warts, ringworm. Wrestlers can get ringworm a lot. Ingrown toenails, more calluses, athletes' feet. A lot of that is obviously due to sweatiness and, the mats and sharing mats and weights and all that stuff. So you can experience some skin issues. So some things that are really great for the skin: tea tree all the way. So if you have nothing else and don't know what else to use for the skin when it comes to these related issues, use tea tree oil and just apply it directly to the area. If you're more sensitive, add a little carrier oil to it, but that's going to be really great for the skin. Yarrow palm, obviously we know that's amazing for the skin. Rose, oregano is going to be great for like those athlete feet, those candida type injuries or issues, the ringworm, the warts, those type stuff. So oregano is going to be a really good one. In the skin clearing blend, myrrh and lemongrass are also great, and arbovitae are also great for any skin issues. But if all else failed, you have nothing else, use tea tree. That's going to help and be really amazing. And if you have manuka, that also has amazing skin and healing properties for the skin. So I hope that helps you guys. So if you have any specific injury that you want help with oils or just mechanics, exercise, whatever it is, just comment below, send me a message. I'm happy to help support you in your exercise and fitness journey. All right, guys, bye.